Welcome to Summer Tot, everyone. In an effort to make in-depth guides centered around the combat achievements, we've arrived here at Tempoross, RuneScape's fishing boss. I just wanted to give a huge shout out to all of my followers as I recently hit my first 1,000 subscribers. Your support has been absolutely incredible. Anyways, let's jump into it. You can find timestamps on screen and in the progress bar to hop around as you please. For this video, I wanted to give you guys two different solo methods you can use long-term here. One is for XP and the other is for points. However, both methods will get you the 10-point achievement. Now, these methods are meant for solo and small teams as mass games are less rewards and less XP. The fight overview will give you a basic summary if you want to just hop into it and start getting KC and knocking out some of the easier achievements. But the kills at the end will go more in depth. Here on screen is an overview of the combat achievements, and since you'll need the angler outfit, I'm going to show you a really short preview of how to get it. Now, each piece has a 1 out of 12 chance to drop, and on average it's going to take between 4 and 4.5 hours to get, assuming you're on rate. Tempoross offers a variety of unique rewards. The most notable ones are listed here on screen with their drop rates. Spirit Flakes can be used to get 50% more fish and are also used to modify your angler outfit into the Spirit Angler outfit. The fish barrel holds up to 28 extra fish, making it nice when you want to AFK a bit more. The tackle box holds a bunch of fishing gear, which may be useful to Ultimate Iron Man. The Tome of Water gives you unlimited water runes in your offhand and buffs water spells. Quite rare, but you also have a chance to snag a dragon harpoon or the pet as well. As for normal loot, the fish you get scales with your level. On screen, you can see the worst possible loot tier and the best one. Generally, I'd recommend not stacking up your rewards until you get the fish barrel and then saving all of your permits to level 81. This is especially effective for Iron Man. That said, let's check out some XP estimates here. The FireFighter method, which is best per points, will net you up to 60 points an hour and up to 50k XP an hour. The 4-down method will get you up to 70k XP an hour and about 9 to 11 permits a game. Now, as a general rule of thumb, Tempoross is roughly the same XP as Barbarian Fishing. Rates start out at 35k and scale up to your level all the way up to 100k an hour. The requirements for Tempoross are very low at just 35 fishing. However, players will need to own a POH and have the full angler outfit in order to complete the combat achievements. Everything else you need will be provided for you on site. Tempoross is located in the ruins of Unka, which you can easily get to from Al Kharid. Use an Amulet of Glory or a dueling ring to the PvP arena and then run to the boat. In either case, once you've reached Al Kharid, you'll run to the boat, talk to the guy there if you haven't already, and then you'll be taken directly to the ruins. Once here, you'll find a ship where you can board to start games, a bank, and the rewards pool with a nearby NPC that offers a free net to fish them up. Now on to gear and inventory, but we'll start with the harpoons. There are 3 standard options that all have the same fishing speed and XP rates. Those are the standard harpoon, the barb-tailed harpoon, and barbarian harpoon fishing. The barb-tail can be equipped, and the barbarian fishing doesn't require a harpoon and also gives 10 strength XP per fish. But you need 55 fishing and unlock the barbarian method through auto. Then there are 3 special harpoons. The crystal harpoon's best for XP. It gives you a chance to find crystal harpoon fish that give more XP, but they can't be cooked so you lose out on points. There's the Infernal Harpoon, which is best for points because it has a chance to cook the fish that will also give you points and save time. And finally, you have the Dragon Harpoon, which is a nice compromise between the two as it has a higher fish rate than the standard option. For your inventory, you'll need a rope, buckets, and a hammer. I use Imkondo's hammer since it's equipable and won't get lost in the fight. And although it's not required, I also take Humidify to fill up my buckets. Once you get enough Spirit Flakes for the Spirit Angler outfit, you can drop the ropes as the modified outfit has one built into it for the game. Now we're on to the fight overview. Killing Tempoross requires you to catch fish, optionally cook them, and load them into cannons to fire them at Tempoross. Shooting these strange swordfish will hurt Tempoross' shield as indicated by this blue energy meter. Raw fish deal less damage than cooked fish. Now once this is depleted, you run over to the docks and stab the boss with your harpoon to lower its essence meter, which is basically its health bar. The third meter, Storm Intensity, is your timer. If you fail to lower Tempoross' shield before this reaches 100%, you will lose the game and have to start over. Every time his shield depletes, the timer resets back to 0. When Tempoross' energy shield is above 10%, it can do one of 3 special attacks. First up are the Waves attack, which turn your screen blue. If you get hit, you'll lose some fish and some of your free tools. To protect yourself, simply left-click tether with a rope in your inventory. Once it's done, you'll untie yourself automatically. Occasionally, the totem or mast will be damaged and you'll need a hammer to repair them. Second are the fires, which drop from the clouds, and these run on a timer. Once full, they'll spread to an adjacent tile. With a bucket of water, you can simply put them out. Running through them will remove some fish and some free tools as well. Third and last are the torrents, which are these little tornadoes that will briefly stun the cannons and turn them off. If the attack hits a cannon you are loading, then you will get stunned as well. And that pretty much covers the brief tutorial and the basics to get all the CAs, except for the 10-point game that we're about to jump into. Now we're ready to jump into our first kill. I'm doing this on my iron with only 60-something fishing and a barbed-tailed harpoon. To help save on time, I will be cutting out some of the downtime in this video, like cooking and fishing, but I'll let you know before any cut happens so it's still easy to follow. Now, first things first, if you don't have any buckets or tools, get them on the boat when the game starts and then forfeit and start over. The timing can be a little precise in the beginning, so it helps not to waste that time picking stuff up. So first I'm going for a few fish before I cook them while I wait for the double fish spot to pop up. For me, the sweet spot is about 6 to 8 fish. As for my inventory, there's a couple ways you can go about it, but the biggest thing to know is that it takes exactly 18 fish to take down Tempoross' shield. So I filled up my inventory with enough buckets to leave me with 17 free inventory slots so I can get the shield down to 4%. Now after this first round of fish, you want to drop 2 buckets or at least make sure you have 19 free inventory slots and get another cooked inventory of fish. Put out any fires that pop up along the way, and I'll see you back here at the cannon. Alright, we unloaded a couple more inventories and now Tempoross is down. So run down to the dock and start attacking her. You'll notice the energy meter slowly filling back up. At 100% we go back to fishing, but this time Temp's energy shield will immediately go down to 4% since we preloaded up a full inventory of fish already. This is also a good time to mention that if you need the combat achievement to fire out of all 4 cannons on the island, you want to use this phase and the second phase to load up the cannon on this side of the island. Just have to put 1 fish on the second cannon if you didn't already do that, and you'll be good to go, and we'll get to the other side of the island later. And now that you have an idea of what's going on, I'm going to cut the footage of the next round of me fishing and loading up the cannons. Just get another 19 fish, put them into the cannon, and come back to Tempoross, and I'll be back in a second. Alright, so you'll notice that I have an extra fish on me. This is to quickly down Tempoross later. Now that Temp is down again, start harpooning. As long as Tempoross has less than 55% essence left by the end of phase 2, you'll be good to go. This is where Humidify comes in handy, as I can grab a full inventory of buckets and fill them up quickly. If you don't have that, take some time while Tempoross is down to fill up the buckets manually. You can also use this time or the last phase to get an extra cooked fish like I did. But basically from here, you're gonna run out and put out every single fire on the other side of the island. It's a good idea to drop your rope and any extra fish for more buckets, especially if you're not packing Humidify. I'll leave this part on speed up, but the kill is basically done here. Once the fires are out, you put the fish in and you kill Tempoross. For the CA to put out the fire on all cannons, you can simply grab another fish on the other side of the island before going up and loading into the cannons, and you'll be good on that end. It's also likely that the mast or totem broke on the other side of the island, so you can also get that CA while you're over there as well. Okay, now we're ready to jump into our second kill. The previous kill, the firefighter method, was to maximize points. This 4-phase method is to maximize experience, but we're still going to be getting 10 points. As I stated in the last kill, timing can be a bit precise, so grab any supplies you need beforehand, then forfeit so you can start the kill off fresh without wasting any time. I'll also be cutting out some downtime in the video with things like cooking and fishing, but I'll let you know before any cuts happen so it's still easy to follow. Things are starting off almost exactly the same as the last kill. Get 6 to 8 fish and then cook them. Go for the double fish spot once it's up and then back to fishing and cook them. It's worth repeating, it takes exactly 18 cooked fish to down Tempoross, so I'll be loading them up and stepping off the cannon to avoid depleting the energy shield. To make it easier, fill up an inventory with buckets of water so you have precisely 17 inventory slots free, and then you don't have to worry about accidentally downing Tempoross too soon. Here I caught more than 17 fish, but I made sure to only cook that much so I can tell when to click off Tempoross without too much thinking. For timing purposes, if you're running slow, it's actually possible to get a second wave attack before Tempoross' shield goes down below 10%. In the phase 4 method, it's really not that important, but during the firefighter method, it can mess up your whole game since the waves also take out the fires, which is why I stress not wasting time in the beginning, just because I realized I didn't explain that time marker previously. But this is also where things start to split off from the firefighter method, as I'm actually going to ignore harpooning Tempoross once the shield is down in favor of getting another full inventory of cooked fish, and as I just explained in the last kill, we'll now be using 19 fish to down Tempoross instead of 17. It takes 1 fish to deplete the shield, and then another fish fired out is essentially wasted, but that's actually good for us as it means more points and experience. So the remaining 17 fish out of those 19 are then stored in the cannon to lower temp shield back to 4% instantly, so we don't have to deal with any more special attacks. While doing this game, it's a good idea to focus on the double fish spots, so as you can see, I fished a few and then cooked them, and then after that, I was pretty much moving back and forth between cooking and the double fish spots in order to save time. Okay, now we're ready for our 3rd and 4th down. As you can see, I have a full inventory of fish to maximize my points. It's super important for this part that you load half your inventory in one cannon and the other half of your inventory in the other cannon. After the 3rd down, the storm intensity meter will fill up in a matter of seconds, and only firing out of one cannon is too slow. By stocking up fish in both cannons, both will fire at the same time and drain the energy shield faster than the storm intensity meter actually fills up. This gives us enough time for a back-to-back down and enough time to take out Tempoross for a successful win. There's not really much else to say as that's the kill, so go ahead with whatever method you like best, and thanks for watching.